Hey everybody, how is it going? I hope you guys are having a great day. My name is 8 Shots. I'm back here again with another CDL Pick'ems video. This week it's for the Florida Mutineers home series. I'm going to be going over my thoughts and predictions and giving you guys my bracket on who I think will be winning and losing. If you guys enjoy this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and definitely 100% comment in the comments down below who you think will win this week and who you think will lose. I'd love to hear from you guys, get some conversations going. So leave some comments down in the chat. And without further ado, let's get straight into this action. To kick everything off on day one, we have the Atlanta FaZe playing Seattle Surge. Seattle had a big game last week against the LA Thieves that they came down very, very close to winning. Unfortunately, they just threw it in the final round in the search and destroy. They couldn't pull it together, but things definitely looked very well for the Seattle Surge. They almost won. They've had the addition of Classic. Right now is their playoff push, guys. Seattle Surge is just grasping for dear life. They're barely holding on. But unfortunately, here in my pick'ems today, I don't think I have them winning a single, winning a game, I guess you could say. No, I have them winning some matches, but not a complete total game. And the Atlanta FaZe, they beat Paris last week, and they beat Optic Chicago in a very dominant fashion. So I'm Surge are at the very bottom. They're grasping. This really, realistically, is their playoff push, but I don't think they're going to be able to pull it together. Obviously, I have the Atlanta FaZe beating Seattle Surge 3-0, unfortunately, but Seattle Surge has got the rough dick in this competition, so it's going to be a hard one for them. Following that, I have the Dallas Empire and the Los Angeles Guerrillas. I have Dallas beating LAG 3-2. Dallas Empire as a team and individually have been struggling in their last couple of matches. That is obvious as much. But they did win last week against the London Royal Ravens, but that was a very close game too, that throughout the whole round, the whole match, they didn't seem very dominant at all. They seemed very slack. They were not put together very well in my opinion. And when they also got fucked by Toronto Ultra, they got fucked 3-0, and I believe LAG lost last week also. Yeah, they lost their only game last week, but it was against NYSL. I think LAG are playing, they're playing okay, a tiny bit better, and I don't think Dallas is as much as a dominant team as they were to kick off this season, but I still have Dallas winning 3-2, not so much over the Gorillas, but I think this will definitely be a close game. Let's move on in the Friday. And to start Friday, we have the Los Angeles Thieves and Paris Legion. I got LA beating Paris Legion 3-2. Thieves had a very close game last week against Seattle. They took them right to the last search and destroy. But like I said, Seattle fell off really hard in the search and destroy on raid, and the LA Thieves were able to pull it off. I believe this will be another close game. Paris Legion both fell 3-1 to FaZe in the Minnesota Rocker last week, but I believe they'll be able to catch 2 rounds to the Thieves, if not at least 1. I don't think it'll be a sweep, but I still have the Thieves beating them 3-2. Let's move on to the next match, and to be honest with you guys, this match is the one that took me the longest to find a pick 'em for. I was going through stats, and just, it gave me a headache the most. I don't really give the biggest fuck on the planet if I'm up there in pick'ems, obviously, or not, because there's so many people around the world doing them. But this one for me was definitely the hardest one to pick an outcome for, and that is the New York Subliners and the Florida Mutineers. NYSL beat LAG last week 3-1, so they only had one game against a mediocre team, and it was again 3-1. The Florida Mutineers actually were able to beat my Toronto Ultra 3-2, which totally surprised everyone that day. I don't think many people were looking at a Florida victory considering the way Toronto's been playing. And I believe they also 3-0'd the Royal Ravens. So they won both their matches last week. Florida has been playing absolutely outstanding in some of their matches since the last stage. Well, during stage 3, they did a lot better than I thought. I've been totally down Florida. I have the New York Subliners beating Florida, actually 3-2 though. I believe New York is still just stronger. They're more well put together. They're vibing more as a team. But I'm going to stop counting Florida out, like you say in their intro. I'm not going to count them out because they're proving me wrong. Havoc had an absolute blast last week. Him and Awakening were totally dominant in the matches that they were playing. So I have them winning a game, I believe, later on in my bracket. I gave them a win for their home series, but I think New York's going to come more with the power. This one definitely gave me a headache to think about. I was bouncing between Florida winning 3-2, New York winning 3-2, maybe 3-1, but I decided to go with New York 3-2. That is my pick, and that's the way it's going to stay. Let's go on into Saturday, moving into our 3 games a day. Blasting off the action on Saturday is my Toronto Ultra against the London Royal Ravens. Unfortunately, Toronto lost to Florida 3-2. That was a loss I was not expecting. A close game, but I was not expecting the L. But we were able to sweep the Dallas Empire 3-0 yet again. So I was super excited about that. Unfortunately, London fell, but very close to the Dallas Empire. They put up a fight for that, and then they got swept by the Florida Mutineers. Alex and Afro both had decent showouts. What, in my opinion, I thought they both played for what I expected, how they were gonna play for Afro's first time and Alex's return. I thought they were vibing well, though I see London maybe making a last couple stands push here. But unfortunately, this is their only game this week, and I have them being swept by Ultra 3-0. I think London's pulling their stuff together way better than they were at the beginning of the season. But unfortunately, fortunately, I should say, Toronto's doing a lot better job at it, and I see them just sweeping this round 3-0. Moving on, the following game, Optic Chicago and the Paris Legion. Ironic enough, last week, Optic Chicago only saw 3 and 0s, and Paris only saw 3 and 1s. I have Optic beating Paris 3-1. I believe Paris might be able to pull a game from this, but Optic Chicago were able to sweep Minnesota, but got swept themselves by the Atlanta FaZe, and Paris both lost 3-1 last week, so to both their games. So I have Optic winning 3-1. I think the boys on Optic will come out with a little more push than they did last week. This is also their only game for this home series and Paris's second game. But I think, yeah, I have them confident on a 3-1. I don't think Paris is going to do much. Maybe a 3-0, but who knows. Next game, finally to end Saturday, is Minnesota Rocker and Seattle Surge. Unfortunately, again, for the Seattle Surge, I know they're playing better, and Minnesota has taken sort of a backseat. They were able to beat Paris last week, and Seattle, unfortunately, both lost. I have Seattle winning 2 games. I think this will be just as close as the LA Thieves game they had last week, but unfortunately, I still can't give Seattle the victory. I'm going Minnesota 3-2, but I do think it will be a very close game for sure. To end everything off on Sunday, Florida Mutineers and the Los Angeles Guerrillas. I have Florida beating LAG 3-1 after their loss to NYSL that I gave them. But if they do beat NYSL, I think that will be a huge confidence booster for them and possibly a 3-0 sweep of the LAG. But I think LAG might be able to pull one off, possibly a search and destroy round. Maybe not a respawn, but a search and destroy. And hopefully they can at least win 1 game out of Florida. But I have Florida going 1-1 for their own home series. Moving on, Atlanta FaZe and the Los Angeles Thieves. I have Atlanta beating 3-1. Last time these two teams played, FaZe beat Thieves actually 3-2. It could go that way again. I just have LA Thieves winning. I mean, not winning, but only getting 1 point. I think FaZe is still going to take this. They're still the more dominant team. And after the drop of Hugh, I think the Thieves haven't really moved from the position they're in. I don't see them doing any better. I don't see them doing any worse. I think they're kind of just stuck in the middle and just kind of trying to work around and work with what they have currently at the moment. And I think that's just where they're at this particular time. Moving on to the final game of the Florida home series. It's the New York Subliners and the Dallas Empire. This is Clayster's former team, think they're gonna come out totally strong after I give them the 3-2 victory over Florida. I have them beating Dallas 3-0. I think they'll be too strong for Dallas, and they're just not gonna be ready for New York. Guys, that are my pick'ems for this week, Florida Mutineers home series. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and don't forget, comment down below who you guys will think will be winning and losing in your bracket predictions. I'd love to get the comments going and have a discussion about it. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will be back with another one very soon. Peace out, guys.